How is everybody doing? Nomad here. As we know, Dead Island 2 has had an amazing launch. The game not only is very fleshed out, but the game's level of detail and design is simply amazing, at least to me. And in today's video, we will be going over some of these little details the developers have done a great job implementing into the title. Really quickly, consider subscribing to the channel for more Dead Island and all things gaming. I'd love to have you in the community, and be sure to drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it, as it pleases the algorithm gods. But enough of my rant, let's get into our first detail. Now this one is simple yet a great addition. As we know, there are gas cans, water jugs, and caustic containers littered around the streets of LA. The physics with these things are simply amazing. Specifically with the water cans, as we know, we can clean up caustic waste with the water, but on top of all this, any and all blood and splatter effects around the world can be cleaned as well. This just shows the developers really took consideration and time into building the environment. These aren't just static textures, they're all independent from themselves. In each scene, you basically can play this game as Versace cleanup detail and be the CDC, because as you guys know, who the heck is going to clean up the mess that is LA after a catastrophe of this nature? I know they're going to need help from the civilians, so we got our work cut out for us. Now, while we're on the topic of water, fire hydrants, water lines, and any water source actually has an impact effect to it, and it's not just a visual implementation into the game. As you see, when your Slayer blocks, the water impacts them and they actually have a reaction to it. Super simple, guys, but yet again, attention to detail here, super amazing in this title. Next off, let's talk about a simple yet fantastic addition to physics detail in the title. Wind actually has an effect on assets in the world, from flags to chairs and umbrellas and other objects around the map. You can see them actually flowing into the wind. Details like this for me really make me feel like I'm actually in the world and there's actually something going on. You're not just in a static environment. Objects are moving around, so super fantastic there. Now, as we know, guys, the flesh system makes the zombie body parts completely independent. Now, on a lower scale from general mutilation, zombies can actually be tripped, stumbled, and hitting their legs or arms makes them fumble and stumble about. Their bodies also have jiggle physics to them, from walking, running, impacting surfaces like our trusty baseball bat, or even when they're just getting up, their body actually has movement to them. Their arms, their stomach, their chest, different parts of their body, their hair, everything has physics to it, and it's just crazy to see this implementation. And I don't know if you guys know this, but they can also fly. That was a horrible joke, but let's move on to another interesting thing that the game has, is how the zombies can enter the world. They don't just spawn in all together and are stagnant there. Yes, I know if you're running super fast through specific areas, you'll see them appear out of nowhere. They also will come out of sewers, bushes, the sand, mud, whatever it may be. They will slowly crawl out of whatever hellhole they came from just to attack you. I think this is a cool way for them to showcase how enemies actually enter the environment. I think it's super interesting, because I've had times where I'm running and all of a sudden a zombie just comes out of a bush out of nowhere, scares the living hell out of me, and I'm like, what the hell, man? Why would you do that? Why are you doing that? The nail gun, it's an interesting weapon, and I never really used it or took some time to see how it worked until the end game, and they're actually pretty good and fun to use, to be honest. The interesting thing about them, they actually shoot nails, physical nails. Take a couple shots at a zombie or a wall and the nails will appear sticking out of the object. Small detail yet again, guys, but nonetheless, from a development standpoint, this is absolutely beautiful, and I love this kind of detail in games. Now we're going to be on to our last detail, and it's a simple one, but I love when developers make a nod to themselves in games. Around the world, you can spot coffee mugs. You can see the Dam Buster Studios logo on them. I thought this was just kind of funny. I'm sure these guys had plenty of coffee breaks during the development. As we know, this game was in development for nearly 12 years. It's super amazing what they've done, and I just think it's a fantastic game. Now, generally, this game has so much detail in it, and with over 60 plus hours so far that I have had, taking numerous Slayers through the story, I'm just walking around now and enjoying the environments and trying to see different details that I can find. There's a few other details that I have, but they're not that big. I may put them in another video. If this video does well and you guys enjoy it, I will have a part 2 with many more details. A lot of them are super simple. Some of them are Easter eggs. Now let me know if you've spotted any of these, or if there's any simple little detail you've seen around the environment that you'd like to share. I would love to hear it. Put it down in the comments below, and be sure to drop a like on the video, as it helps me and the channel more than you know, and consider subscribing for more Dead Island 2 and all things gaming. And as always, guys, I appreciate you. Stay happy, stay hyped, and have a beautiful day.